Yeah, AJ struggled the last couple practices. He didn't play particularly well in the spring game, and he didn't have a pretty good practice the other day. But he had a pretty decent spring. You know, I don't think it's a case of AJ not being a great player. I just think it's a case of him being real familiar with what we're doing. I think he's going to be okay. I don't have any reservations about him playing.
You think this stands to be a pretty good blend of old and young, veteran and young guys? I mean, you've still got Kevius and TJ and Kyle.
Yeah, I think it's a good group. You know, I think Kevius playing at right tackle, being here, going, you know, this is going to be his third year, so really Kevius is just like a freshman a year ago almost. Even though he was playing and doing pretty good, he's going to be so much more better. I mean, so much better this upcoming season. The leadership role is what's going to pay dividends. You know, here he was an unknown, and now he's more of a vocal person, knows what he's doing, and he's doing a really good job at it. So it puts him in a leadership role. TJ's going into his third year as a starter. Really, people are looking at it almost like it's his second year, because when you move positions, you start all over. So here he is, he's a third-year starter, his second year at the center position. So that's going to be a huge improvement. I mean, a huge improvement. He was an unknown going into last fall, and now he's a solid player that's going to be hard to unman at that position for the next 2 years, I can tell you that.
About how's Ronald doing? Is he bouncing back in?
You know, Ronald's slow progress on his recovery. He's going to have another procedure done, and he's going to be out. Yeah, but they're gonna have to do it, so he's going to be behind a little bit further. But he should have a good summer. I don't think it's going to affect him the June and July months, which is most important.
I know it's kind of like last year. You're ready to kind of integrate these guys like Brandon in here, see who's physically there enough to help you right away.
Yeah, you know, bringing those guys in. I guess 5 guys are coming. 3 of the 5 hopefully coming in June. I want to see where they're at physically and where they're at mentally. I talked to these guys before we came out here to practice, and I just told them, I said, you know, we're not huge on depth, so you guys taking on a leadership role developing these younger guys, the 2 months they're going to be here that I can't have anything to do with them. It's going to be really critical that to bring them up to speed. So in August they're not just fresh off the bus. They've got to almost be as if they went through a spring practice. So it's really important that those older guys show these younger guys the ropes and get them prepared for what they're fixing to face in case we need them.
Do you see that progress that you wanted to see from when you first took the job? Is this thing going in the right direction?
I think it is going in the right direction. You know, spring practice is always like a roller coaster ride. You're kind of hit and miss. I told them probably prior to our spring game, we had 3 practices where I told them it was probably the 3 best practices I've had since I've been here. Yeah, with great inside drills. They were fundamentally sound. They were assignment. Everything was done in assignments correctly in that sense. And I said, those are the 3 best practices we've had since I've been here as a group. And they were. And so you can see the progress, and you see them enjoying playing with one another, becoming really familiar with each other's communication skills, their steps, their fundamentals. So yeah, we're definitely heading in the right direction, but we've got to get more guys in that direction. We just don't have a lot of guys to work with.
Thanks, sir.
Coach Sark already answered it all. Is Watkins okay? I don't see him been out here the past couple of days.
Yeah, Kevius is fine. He had a family matter he had to go to attend with, and it's a personal issue, but he is fine. There's no concerns whatsoever with him.
What do you take away from this spring as far as improvement? What are you most pleased with that your guys got better at?
Well, I think we improved. You know, if you look at our right tackle position, Kevius Watkins and Cody Gibson have really done a good job this spring. They both have showed me that they're able to play. I think Kevius is going to be able to play at a really high level. I think he's a good offensive tackle, whether he can man the right or left side or play inside. And then with Cody Gibson coming along has really helped us out as far as depth-wise, because you know, I'm not fearful or scared to put him into a ball game if I had to. I feel like he could go in there and compete at a high level. So that's something I was really pleased to see. And, you know, in AJ Can, I had got him a lot of reps, you know, in there with that first group, so to speak. And you know, he worked hard. He still got a long way to go, but the more and more he can get in there and rep out the things we need done, the better he's going to become. And that's one thing we were trying to do this spring also. Due
to the lack of depth this spring, only having 9-10 guys, did it improve your depth as far as being able to work a little bit more individually with some guys?
Well, yeah, it certainly did, because you know, if you only got 10 guys, they got to get all the reps and they got to get them each and every day. You know, there for a while, both tackles, or the last few days, both tackles have been going each and every rep. So that's benefit. You know, anytime you can get quality reps against quality opponents, just as our defensive line and our linebackers, they're going to be a better football player.
Yes, Coach, you've been in touch with